nobody else. But then time caught up with my plans. And when the day broke, it exposed me for the fool that I really am. But you said, let me lead you, let me take you by the hand, yeah. So I can feed you from a good and precious land. All my eyes have seen, you're all I need. You're all I need, yeah. So now I'm learning to walk in your steps. And through the valley of confusion, I've been losing my apprehension with death. But you said, let me lead you, let me take you by the hand. So I can feed you from a good and precious land. Now I owe it all to you, giving my heart to you, freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you, do what you promised to. And I'm so grateful for your love. And all my eyes have seen the wonders of your mystery received. I've tasted what it means. Now nothing else is good enough for me. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. Oh, I need you. Yeah, I need you. Oh, I need you now. Now I owe it all to you, giving my heart to you, freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you, do what you promised to, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your love. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I need you in my life. What's up, everybody? We are live. Gotta rock the theme music for today. Oh. Yeah, the ice has been rounding them up out there, baby. People are triggered, boy. Ice has been saving the children, rounding up all these criminals, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things going on today. This is the 28th day of Winuary 2025, I'm calling it, because all we've been doing is winning. Look at this jersey right here. Just had a big win over the weekend. Bunch of stuff happening in the country that are huge wins. We're going to talk about all that, man. We appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit the like button and share the video. You are watching Young Lion TV. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion,
Yeah. I made it back just in time. I had to jump up to get a cable. Young Lion TV, man. Tuesday night. You know how we do it. We're live. We're in the building. In the Lions Den. I got the brothers with me. We're going to talk about what's been going on in the world, what's been going on. You know, we got to talk about how the Eagles clinched the Super Bowl over the weekend.
Not only did they clinch,
Hold on. Let me unmute you.
they won. They won very convincingly, right?
They definitely did.
The first offensive play for the Eagles was a 70-yard Szechuan Barkley.
Szechuan broccoli. Szechuan broccoli run. It was 60, almost 70. 60 something. Yeah.
Let me get that.
Gotta make it sound better.
Mo's giving it more.
Let me get that Szechuan and broccoli.
Yeah. Extra suey sauce.
Yeah, it was an exciting game.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Good.
But yeah, so we got our first win of the week with that one. Watching them secure the Super Bowl, which we're excited about. You know, second time back within 3 years, and it's the rematch with the Chiefs.
Yes.
So that's exciting. How does your family feel, Papa Jeff? I know you in the chat. I saw you in there. How do you feel about
they were
that?
upset. They were upset, but they said that they were going to be rooting for the Eagles now.
They're going to be rooting for the Eagles?
Yes.
They want the Chiefs to lose? Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I can accept that. Let's look at the artwork. Boom.
That's
Super Bowl
That's pretty dope.
59. Is it 59 or 69? 59, right?
59.
Yeah, 59. Super Bowl 59. That's right. The Roman numerals.
Why do we use Roman numerals again?
Because Rome.
Trying to seem cool.
Because it's different.
Jake sent me this thing before we do the intros.
Oh yeah, I told him I had a video for him.
Yeah. Jake sent me this thing, so I gotta play it real quick. This is about the Eagles' victory. Okay, why we got no audio? Oh, I see. Let's refresh.
Everybody's going to speak on how a whole new created football team just popped up for Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Now, I'm not the biggest football fan in the world, but
If one thing is clear, it's that.
I've never heard of the Washington Commanders. Come on now. They
Liberals are the reason why they're called the Washington Commanders and not the Redskins.
literally pulled that out of their ass. And I feel like this was all set up by Trump because
You think Donald Trump would have had the name changed to this?
of course, their colors are red and white, and they play for Washington, D.C. When did Washington, D.C. get a football team?
It can't
He was
be
talking
real.
shit about Detroit. He said that the whole country was going to end up like Detroit.
If Kamala Harris became president, he's not far off.
So nobody's going to speak on
Yeah, that's it. that was funny, relevant to the game. So that was funny. Yeah, people be.
Do you think she was really serious?
I think she's serious, bro. I think she's serious. They will blame anything they can on Trump, bro. Anything they can. Trump. What would be the reasoning why Trump is behind this?
She doesn't know anything. Why even come on there?
Listen,
She don't know anything.
Yeah,
can
trying
make-
to see intelligent.
Oh my God.
can
Yeah.
make anything look like it's something.
Yeah, but anyway, Papa Jeff said, "Hey guys, cheers! Hailing from the seas tonight. Nice. You got Wi-Fi out there?" He said, "Dive in with y'all. Love that intro video. It makes you smile. Not bad though for the Redskins for a rookie quarterback. Go Eagles! I need an Eagles jersey. Hey." Come on over
look
to
at
the
that.
Eagle side. Come on over to the Eagle
Man,
side.
that guy too. Zach Ertz played very well, man.
Oh yeah,
Zach
yeah.
Ertz been playing really
I mean,
Hurts.
Jaden Daniels
I mean,
is
it's amazing,
incredible.
but it's pretty much those two.
Well, he was throwing the Ertz every time. he
Yeah,
was just
he was-
he
he
was
was,
just
uh,
closing
he
his
was the one that
eyes
can
and
hold
throwing
on
it
to
to
it.
Zach.
his security blanket.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Jaden Daniels did a hell of a job for a rookie to come in and play at that level.
Yeah.
almost go to the Super Bowl.
23 years old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling himself a little bit though after
Yeah.
that.
Come
after
on.
that
You're down.
Detroit won.
Come on. You're down two scores and you dance.
You
like that?
dancing.
Come on.
Yeah. Yep. Hey.
He's 23.
I guess I was doing dumb stuff at 23.
But you know, again, let's do the intro. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in with us live. Again, if you're on Rumble, which is, you know, always got a nice crowd on it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the Rumble like button. And if Stan, if you're watching on there, we love you, brother, man. We were looking forward to you coming back. Thanks for coming to the show on Saturday.
Yeah,
that was
it's
another
good.
big win for us, was the show on Saturday night. A lot of people came out. We released our album, The Art of Breaking Through Shadows, which was awesome. Gave away some vinyl, had some
The
raffles.
Lord of the Rings artwork. I see that.
No, it's supposed to be an ancient book.
That's what I thought. I was like, look at y'all. Got some Lord of the Rings out.
More never-ending story than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was good, man. I was surprised to see Saul. I know you knew that he was gonna be there, but I looked over. I was like,
Yeah, he told me he was coming too. Yeah, a bunch of people showed up, man.
Yeah.
Again, like, and the funny thing is, this is our third show there, and it was a different crowd again. It wasn't like, of course, we had our core people. My mom was there, you know, the family, and like, shout out to Joy and Peace, Ike. That's our family as well. But the lady and her husband from Swing That Cat came. You know, a lot of people just showed up and showed love, man. It was a great night again.
Steve's co-workers showed up.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
they
they
were
showed up.
heavy in the building. They were heavy. I was like, who is this big group of
Yeah.
Negroes?
Jamie.
Shout out to Steve. Steve's in the chat. Yeah, Steve, your people came through. He said, what a great show. Yeah, I mean, just an amazing time. Being able to perform all the music that is on the album, stuff that we've been writing along the years, put it up in front of everybody. Steve said 35 people. Shout out to Dan. Yeah.
A lot of people showed up.
But yeah, again, guys, if you're in the chat, make sure you hit the like button for us, get the algorithm going, share this video on your feed right now so that people can know that we're live and we're talking about the things that we're talking about. Also on the YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, notification bell, all that stuff. Don't forget, if you want to support these type of conversations that we have, if you're new to the channel, you're watching the Young Lion podcast for the first time, we're just a group of guys. You know, we've been touring around the world together since teenagers in a band, and we learned a lot in our travels in the music business. And then my brother-in-law is here, who we've always had deep conversations with ever since I think YouTube was invented. He's been deep down the rabbit holes, and we've always had these deep conversations.
feed up by the computer.
Yeah,
Plate of food.
Yep. And you know, I think it was different than most conversations that I would have in other circles where people would only have surface level conversations. So we decided to start having them live on the internet. Before all these podcasts emerged, like there was only a few out there, and we jumped on this type of vibe to kind of like show a different aspect of men having real conversations, trying to change culture. And I'm proud of what we do here. So if that's something that you want to support and get behind, going over to our Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv. Become a member over there for as little as $3 a month. Support what we do. Help us keep going and grow this thing so that we can continue to do it and build on it and make it bigger and better. Also, the merch is available on our website, jatan.com/shop. That's our band's website where you can get all of the t-shirts, hats, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. Also, it'll let you know about our shows coming up. Anything we got coming in the future, new albums, new music releases, music videos, all that stuff is on the website. And other than that, if you want to just throw a little donation to what we do, it's $YoungLionTV on Cash App. We will gladly accept that as well, just because of the dedication that we try to put into this every week, showing up for you guys and try to give you all a stream with something to talk about what's been going on in the world. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask though,
Yeah.
James and mom, because we're on stage,
Mm-hmm.
when with the show, so we see it from a different perspective, and we're we're definitely seeing it from a different perspective when
Yeah.
we're up there. But what do you guys, when you guys are at the show, what do you feel? What are you experiencing? What is it?
Don't ask me because I'll go on and on and on.
I mean, just
No, I really.
Sum it up.
I mean, I'm your mom, so and then I'm like Simone's mom too, and I just am proud of you guys. When I'm there, I just feel this excitement and joy and
So it's just like proud mom vibes.
yeah. But I feel joy. I feel joy and happiness for you guys, and then you guys are so good about it. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to act like you guys do sound great, and people enjoy it. I could tell. But anyway, so you go. James.
I mean, of course, I know you guys, so I know what you're capable of. I see the hard work. But what I enjoy about it is the talent, the skill. I see the intro, I see the build-up, I see there's ebbs and flows to the way the music comes together, the harmony. I know what it takes to get something like that. Because I've been to a lot of shows. I love live. Live music is my thing.
You are a live music fan.
I like
Even
it.
before it was popular.
Yes,
You were
I
the
like
guy,
live
yeah.
music, and I would go see anything. I would see anything because I just love. I like talent. It's something that I can't do. I wish I could. So, but I appreciate music. I love musicians. I love their talent and their skill. But what I like is the way you guys build a song, and you build the intro, and you build it, and then it kind of like flows well together, and then there's a little journey in each song,
Right.
and I like that. I want to be entertained.
You want to have an experience
I wanna have
there. You don't want it to just be,
Yeah,
this is our next single, guys.
right.
And
And I like that. I like
Yeah.
I like when you guys let the band show off their talent. I like when you harmonize together. I could hear you guys are comfortable with each other. You guys have been working so long together. I can hear that. I feel like, even though I've seen it a lot of time, I feel like it's like, wow, this is pretty good.
And this time it sounded really, really clear. The voices.
Yeah, it was definitely. I think
Really
the whoever the engineer was.
shout out to our guy Pete. We
Yeah.
actually brought him in. He did our sound when we did Phoenixville. We played at this place called
Yeah.
Steel City, which is actually where we first met Joy and Peace.
Yeah.
And he was like, fell in love with us at the show there.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, anytime you need a sound guy, I'm down.
I could definitely hear it.
Yeah.
I could hear the. I could hear the pitches in your voice. I could hear the when Steve is playing. I could hear the drum. Mike was killing on drums. I even
Shout out to Mike.
And sometimes like it's hard. I know. Carter is there, but this is the first time I heard Carter. I heard his, because I love the bass.
you heard the intricate
I
stuff.
heard it. I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, not saying he doesn't. But he's normally not like out in the front with that. But I heard it this time, and I was like, wow.
And I don't like to be I am the complainer, but when I go to the shows and I can't hear your voices, I
You
get so
do complain a lot.
about the
She
voices.
tells us every time.
No,
Yeah.
I because the voice, I want to hear.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Amber on YouTube. Said, "Hey guys, Try is a top-notch song. Thank you. Try is another song that just came out on the album. We performed that one at the Mona. They were messing with Moan. They were like, "Oh, they finally turned your mic on."
That's what Courtney said. It was a first. She's like, I didn't know Moan could sing, and I thought you and Shaniqua were really quiet. I was like, you don't know us, do you?
Yeah, but
Didn't know Mo could sing. How could he be?
I know
Right.
he's in the thing. He's
Well, you don't hear him. You don't
Right.
hear him live.
he
but
doesn't
it's good to
step
hear
out
his
there
voice,
that
yeah.
much. But yeah, that
Good
one,
job.
and just the story behind that song and everything is just crazy.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody about that. But yeah, it was a fun show, man.
But it's just good to say. It's good to see a group of guys that gel well together. You could tell you guys have a purpose. Like nobody's trying to outshine each other. It's not. It's there's a direction.
Right.
There's a flow. to
Everybody's
it.
playing their part.
Everybody's playing their part, but it comes together so nice. You know what I mean? Like I said, of course I know. If I didn't know you guys, I would be that's how I look at it. Like,
You've been buying some vinyl.
oh yeah, give me some, hook it up. Give me the Lord of the Rings artwork.
Moan did that artwork. Papa Jeff said it's a sweet sound, original stuff that you can't even think of, brings you to a level that you don't experience a whole lot of accepting the environment that you guys create. I could live there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I actually listen to you guys on Spotify and fall asleep to your music a lot of times.
Wow.
Nice.
And he said, yeah, you said James, a purpose, and that's why I support you guys so much.
Well, we appreciate your support for sure.
Love you, Pop.
You know, it's interesting. I was watching something on Instagram, and they were showing this. This girl. She's got this. I don't know what you call it, but it's one of those sand machine things that, like, when you
The vibration
vibrates,
thing, and it makes
so
different designs,
Yeah, so they were showing like the frequencies, and how like most music is played at what frequency?
440.
Right. So at 440, it actually is a destruction frequency, right? But here's the interesting thing. So she was showing like playing like just regular pop music, right?
Yeah.
Just regular stuff. But then when she played like some worship music, Christian, like not all, but the stuff she played, it's creating.
I saw it. It was beautiful.
You saw that?
Yeah.
It created
Beautiful
patterns.
the patterns.
Sometimes it was crazy because
Yeah.
sometimes it was creating
Crosses,
and then looked like somebody was on the cross.
Wow.
Like, it was kind of crazy.
And sometimes it looked like honeycombs.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like different kind of.
But it would like go. It would like move to one side to the.
I've seen those.
It was really cool. Because at 440, even though it's at 440, it depends on what you're singing about
Right.
and the spirit
Yeah.
it's of.
Right.
And I think that's so important.
Yeah.
You know, that we like doing what we do. That's the main point. Is what is the purpose? Why are we doing this? And bringing that forth.
And the tuning of music is a whole nother rabbit hole that we have barely like scratched the surface on, like really researching and finding out like what is the significance of this, because music used to not be tuned to 440. Like the more ancient stuff was definitely tuned to different, 432, these different frequencies that are supposed to be more harmonious, especially with the body. Like it's supposed to have more of a harmonious effect with the vibration of our body, the resonances in our body. 440 is such a like weird number, and they just standardized that one day.
But isn't it interesting though that like the reason why I brought that up, because we have these physical frequencies, right? But then there's a frequency of God that's even spiritual, because if now you see even at 440 something cutting through that and creating something that it shouldn't be creating, there's something to that, and it's hard to nail down because you can't touch it, you can't feel it.
I know this sounds crazy, but 448 new beginnings.
Yep.
So I don't know, I thought like that was a cool thing to watch, and music sets atmospheres. Right. Like we know, I remember this is kind of funny, but one time when we were young, coming from a football game that Mom was playing in, I got jumped. And we wanted to get the dudes back. This is when, we were. And
I think you've told the story on here, but go ahead.
No, but the thing was, the point I'm making is when we went in the car and I think we were going to get somebody and then go back.
Yeah, we met up. We got Orlando and we all got together. We were going to go find them.
Right.
Yeah.
And what did we put on?
We put on DMX.
Right. To get us in that.
When that first church chime comes on, boom. And that first song comes on. It's just real dark energy. It's like
even if you don't know it, you're being influenced by
puts you in the
frequencies of music, right?
Spirit.
So, and at that time, I'm not condoning that. I'm saying that's a thing we were using in the wrong way, right?
Just imagine before the fall of man, we probably would have been able to see it.
Yeah.
See the music chords and you know.
Yeah. I believe
spiritual
so.
eyes, you know.
I think, as far as tones and vibrations, I think that they were tapped into some technology that we don't even have today. A lot of people allude to the fact that they could have been moving these megalithic structures with
the sound.
frequencies, because, you can move things with sound now.
Yeah.
So as your mother being inquisitive, what happened?
We didn't find them.
Okay, that's good.
We didn't find them.
That's good.
No, God definitely.
Yeah, intervened.
It's funny because we always, Mom was always praying for us
Yeah.
in the background, and the trouble we tried to find, we never found.
Yeah.
We always got saved somehow. Like
Amber again said, every song I've heard by you guys feels like an amazing experience and beautiful storytelling. The connection between you guys as a band and the music shows. Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
Actually,
Is John John's Amber?
no, I don't think so.
No.
I doubt that. But no, the people from Swing That Cat were telling me the same thing. They were like, because they've done shows with us like 10 years ago, and they were just saying like, man, seeing you guys, the way your writing has evolved, the way your synchronicity as a band has evolved, it's a they were saying it's amazing because they just know By the River, Who Am I,
Yeah.
And I know back when you did that other
Back
crap.
to back, belly to belly.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's a big change.
Yep.
Thank God.
She said, not at all, James. But yeah, let's get into some topics, man. Again, guys, hit the like button, share the video, and chime in, ask questions. We're going to try to follow all the chats if you guys are in any of the chat rooms. Shout out to people on Twitch and if you're watching on Twitter right now. So the first thing I want to get into is the media was losing their minds because, let's see, let me pull it up.
Of everything?
Well, they always are. But the first thing was it was announced that 3,500 people were rounded up by ICE, So, of course, the media...
It's not even a lot.
Well, it is a lot when considering, those numbers eclipse anything the Biden administration was doing, and it's only been a week? It's only been a week.
He's been to work.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not a lot in terms of like
The goal,
what people are like. Come on,
Obama.
Yeah. But let's check out the new press secretary as she debuts her job and gets put in front of the media, and they ask her the questions they want to ask.
On immigration, of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
Exactly. How many of them are criminals? All of them.
All of them.
But I mean, the people who have been watching media, watching all these people spout this stuff, they're calling them migrants.
Yeah.
Right.
Asylum seekers. It went all the way to asylum seekers.
Yeah, and no, remember it was
Undocumented citizens.
Yes, undocumented citizens is where they took it.
That's where it went. So you have this programming. So for people, it's hard for them to even connect the two because they've been fed this stuff and taking it in for so long.
Certain people, I would say.
Yeah.
I think people like
the ones who are getting mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The ones who are on social media crying.
Unless those very people that the asylum seekers or what you said? What was the word you just said?
undocumented citizens.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they show up in Martha's Vineyard. Then.
Yeah, then they're ready. We don't have space for them, guys. The richest people in the country.
Yeah, of
We don't
course.
have the resources, guys. Please.
Right.
No, but of course the leftist media is always trying to paint this narrative of that it's like these mothers with their babies that are being kicked out of the country, and they're just all they want is a place to live, and they're just hardworking
Just not
people
with you.
just like you. And meanwhile, it's nothing of the sort. Like they're going around rounding up people that are committing crimes. Like let's watch one of the clips of the guy that they rounded up.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Thank Obama
ICE
for
Boston
everything.
quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Señor, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request.
How is that possible? Someone who openly committing crimes because these are sanctuary cities.
Yep.
They're arresting
I mean,
these people and letting them go.
This has been we've been reporting on this stuff.
Absolutely.
This has been horrible.
And some of the police have
Stuff
actually
like that.
said their hands are tied too.
Yeah.
Like it's not just. I don't think that people understand that a lot of the police want to do their job.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're being told by judges and mayors and
DAs, yeah.
not to do anything.
Or they're just not prosecuting these people. They're just putting them right back out
So
on
it's
the
like,
street.
why go risk your life? This is people don't understand this. To go get somebody who is a known threat and to go into a place
And
you're
these people are armed and dangerous.
you're risking your life, and that must be so heartbreaking to know. Hey, listen, you want to do the right thing, but you can't.
Yep.
And you put your men, like I said, like you guys, we all brothers here.
Yeah.
Imagine we had to go do something dangerous, knowing that every time we do it,
One of us could die.
Could die.
Yeah.
Like at some point in time, we're gonna say, "All right, man,
Right.
what are we doing?"
And we go up in there, we bust down the door, we get a bunch of guns and drugs from some scary dudes,
And he's
the
out
next
back
day
at-
they're back out on
Come
the
on,
street.
man. Come on, people. Who's not gonna get frustrated with that?
That's
Yeah.
why the cops are protesting
Yep.
in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
2,700 police officers quit
Yeah.
under Adams.
Yep.
You know, because
And now
of this.
he's trying to act like he had nothing to do with this. When I
So-
remember, we played specifically clips of him saying, "Come to New York.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come to New York.
Yeah.
We'll take care of you."
Literally at the beginning.
Yeah.
A few years
he was,
later.
He was just spouting all this
Yeah.
mess
Right.
because of ignorance, because of
what
non-accountability.
did they think was gonna happen?
Bro, I think they thought that it was just gonna all stay around like Texas, but when these people started getting shipped all over the country, like look at Chicago. They are going through it.
Chicago citizens are pissed.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I got a clip of that coming up in a little bit too. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show because the picture that they're trying to spin to everybody is that like, oh, these are just innocent people that just want to be here and they're just seeking asylum for a better life.
Man,
No, the people they're rounding up are criminals.
I saw a clip where this is sad. I think it was in Newark. A woman was trying to say that they're rounding up African American citizens.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Citizens of African descent and citizens of Caribbean descent that are black.
And people are believing
And
this.
people are believing it. And she's just spouting this mess. Like, so these are the things that are just dangerous because people, you see this stuff so much online, they're just spouting all this crap,
Yeah.
which is just so, if you're a citizen, that doesn't even make any sense.
And then there's people that we know that will share this stuff on Facebook
Right.
Yeah.
as if it's something valid. Like,
They just want to win.
Yeah.
They just wanna, I've seen so many videos on X, so many videos of girls coming back home late at night
yeah.
and these type of illegals following them home
Yeah.
and looking in the ring camera.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
Because what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? Like so many videos of young women coming home, and when I say late, I don't mean like 2 a.m. I mean like regular, like
Yeah.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Right.
And some dude is like behind a bush and walking up and like peeking into the.
Hello.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
People think like love has no, like, if you love people, that means you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like you
let
just
them do whatever they want.
Right.
Like,
but the people who are saying that, they're lying because they don't live there. They have 24-hour security. They have private security. All the people telling you this live in gated communities.
The women on The View.
They live in gated.
Yeah.
That would never happen to them, so they're not even worried about it. And they're not going out to run late at night, so they don't have to even worry about that.
Remember during the George Floyd protest when we showed that dude's tweet progression throughout the night when the protest started coming to his neighborhood? At first he was all about it, like, that's right, burn it down, guys. And then like later on he's like, guys, what are we doing, guys? And he's like, okay, everyone needs to go home.
Because you realize, you don't. That's how bad people are at accountability. That's how bad people are at taking account of situations.
Yeah,
you know
what Mayor Adams, what you were just talking about.
Yep.
And I was telling my kids this, like, the more selfish you are, so just explain it to them, like they argue and they fight with each other, and I'm like, you guys fight with each other because you're selfish. You guys don't appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
Right. And you're here, and I'm telling you this so that you can learn how to see more. Because the more you only care about yourself, you're gonna try to prove yourself. So then you guys are coming to me, Daddy, he did this. Daddy, he did that. She did this. So now you want me to be your justifier.
Right.
Your justifier.
Right.
But you're not considering the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm your dad. I got to consider it all. So I'm taking more account of things than you guys are. Right. And
as you're talking, bro, you're reminding me of Job.
The
story of Job. That's crazy.
So order matters. So if they don't come to me in the right way, in order, in honor, right, in respect, honor your mother and your father, right?
Yeah.
If you don't come to me in that way, and you think I'm just the person that's gonna just do everything for you, that's not love.
Bring me justice.
That's transactional.
Justice.
Yeah.
It's transactional, right? Because bring me justice in the way I want justice.
Right.
So now it's about you.
Right.
And the moment I don't give that to you in the way you think I should give that to you, you're upset. You know? And you got to teach your kids this stuff because kids are gonna be naturally selfish, right?
Right. One thing I was gonna say too, I shared the video. You shared it on a couple, I don't know how long ago, but it was a while ago. But it was the comedian Ari Shafir talking about get off the social media, the computer, because that is what's causing this level of fear,
right?
And this level of hatred.
Mm-hmm.
When you step out into the real world, two things you're gonna see. You're gonna see the condition it is.
Right.
You can see what they're saying. You're going to see what they're saying about how evil people are, which there's no doubt that human beings are able to do these things.
Yeah.
But the overall consensus of how we treat one another as Americans is nowhere near as bad as they make it out to be, whether it's white or black or whatever it is. I have never seen half the stuff that they're talking about. And I was in the nightlife world.
Right.
I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but the way they describe it, you would think it's a constant.
It's everywhere.
War zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think just to double off of what you were saying, or piggyback off of what you were saying, we're being trained to just get into these echo chambers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're on media and we're just looking at what we want to look at. I mean, that's what social media does, right?
And it feeds off of what you like. If you like it,
what you like.
It'll send it to you.
Or what we don't like, right? What we hate, right? And so we're only watching the things that we hate or really like, and so it creates a paradigm for us. And then we get into the world, and that's why we have so many issues with a lot of the younger generation, where they're antisocial, right? Because then you get into the world, and I notice this with people my age, because just dealing with people, in community, like just being a soccer coach and having to deal with other coaches, having to deal with other parents and stuff. Like, you see this, people are afraid to engage, right? Yeah. People are afraid to say something that might challenge somebody else.
Yeah.
But you have to do it. Yeah. It's little things. I have to do it all the time, and you see, it's so crazy. Like when you do it, you know how the Bible says, Ephesians 4, speak the truth in love, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you do it with the right intention, it always brings growth, you know, because you want to see it for what it is. And when you bring that intention forward, if people really have the right intention, like they want to actually do it, they might not know how, right? They might not understand how, but that's challenging, and it puts you out there,
right?
And it's scary for a lot of people, especially in this day and age, where if I am going back to social media, if I'm watching stuff and looking at stuff and only seeing it from one direction, then if I hear somebody talk the way I hate the way they're talking online, and I hear somebody talk in real life, I'm gonna not want to deal with that person whatsoever, because I've already judged that person and set an image on them that I believe is true, whether it's on the right or the left, right? And I think we're doing that a lot, and learning how, well, what's the point? What is the purpose? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Right? That always has to stay at the forefront. And if we can bring that forward and people are willing to listen, then you can see change. But it's going to take time, because a lot of people are so indoctrinated into these things, especially on the extremes, right? On the extreme left, you're seeing now because of the right being brought into power and the change that's happening. So now you're seeing the left come up and trying to fight against it. But no child who has to be disciplined is going to receive it when they haven't been disciplined for a while. Right. And although people are grown, you can be grown and be like a child, right? You can be childish, right? Where you want things the way you want it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing a lot. People are just looking at what they want, what they desire for themselves, right? And then they're looking at everybody else and trying to put them in the same categories. We're all victims.
Right.
You're a victim in this way, and they try to point to you. You're a victim in that way, you know. And that's how you get this whole mob type mentality.
Yep. All right, let's keep going. I want to show this right here because I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember this guy? We showed his videos on here before. Remember this guy?
Yeah, yeah.
He was telling everybody from Venezuela to come here because they give out free stuff. He was telling people to come here and invade people's houses because they have laws here where they can't kick you out. Yeah, he's up out of here. They went and got his ass. He's up out of here.
Did it have a video of him getting arrested?
I don't know. I just saw the news report. The Tren de Aragua leader that was involved with the Aurora, Colorado thing. Yeah, they got him up out of here too. He was the one that they were trying to claim this wasn't happening in Colorado. Remember, the mayor in there didn't want to deal with it. They're a sanctuary city as well. Didn't want to deal with it. Yeah. So ICE is busy. They're in here arresting all of these
jurisdictions.
These
Officers
criminals.
then arrested this Brazilian man.
Oh, we already showed that one. Tom Holman
ain't playing, baby.
He was talking to Dr. Phil in Chicago about like what's been going on there.
Dr. Phil has been a big 180 too.
Dude, huge. It's so crazy how many people have flipped their stances on this stuff once they really see what's going on.
By the way,
yeah,
he's a Texan.
Yeah.
This is who lures them out on the internet, and they disappear or they get raped, and their life's changed forever. And he shouldn't even be here, but he's doing this. But they don't raise their hand and say, hey, there's somebody that doesn't even have the right to be here that's preying upon our children, and they don't tell you about it.
Exactly. And this Governor Pritzker, and the mayor, they want to vilify the men running ICE. ICE saved children today. ICE saved children today. And it makes me angry. Governor Pritzker the other day went on the internet, social media, saying ICE was attacking our elementary school. He's scaring children. He's scaring the neighborhood, putting fear in the community. We're doing the exact opposite. We're saving children. Every sexual predator we arrest means more safe children. So
they did a bunch of like sexual predator arrests from illegals, and he's talking about how the mayor, because the mayor was the one that was
Johnson,
the Chicago mayor.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
the black dude.
He was the one that was putting that false information out there that they're going to come to schools and arrest children at schools. You know what I mean? That people started
that's
running
the thing,
with.
though. There should be for that. There should be some sort of charge on that.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't be that reckless.
Yeah.
You can't be that reckless. He's doing that intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He knows that's not happening. There's no way they didn't give him a courtesy call At least let them know what's going on.
And tell them, like, look, this is how you can cooperate with us. We're looking for these type of guys.
Right. And stay out of it. You're the mayor.
Yeah.
But he said, he said that he's not going to cooperate.
He said he wasn't going to cooperate. But Tom Homan's not playing with them.
And he even got his lawyer involved.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah. And then we had some, of course, outrage. This clip went extremely viral with Selena Gomez having a really unhinged cry on the internet about all of this. Did you guys see this?
Just wanted to say that I'm so sorry.
With the little Mexican flag there. Like,
only people are getting attacked. The children.
The children. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. And of course, I wonder if her home is open for his children.
Right.
Absolutely
Her giant
not.
mansion that she lives in, by the way.
The funny thing is, like, did she realize that most of the people weren't even Mexican?
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
She's got a Mexican flag there.
Most of the people weren't Mexican.
Dude,
She's being racist right now.
She's not from Mexico.
Roasted her in her comment. She ended up deleting the video.
Of course. That's what I hate about it. Is all this
Did she
grandstanding
really delete
and
the
you're right.
video?
Yeah, of course they do.
What's up, baby?
Yeah.
What you deleting it for? You know what's up.
We know you can cry on command.
Yes.
You know?
But it's even bad crying. Like, you should see. Oh, let me just play the rest. There's only a couple seconds left.
I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
Let him in your
I don't know
house.
What to do? I'll try everything. I promise.
You promise.
Bruh.
She just wants attention.
Bro, it's like, you know what
This
it is?
isn't working,
And I
though.
think like her fans, like the really woke liberal little white kids that follow her, were probably pressuring her too. Like, you have to say something. This is your people. You know what I mean? Because they're all racist. They're the ones like, who's gonna pick our crops? Who's gonna clean our
now I'm not
toilets?
gonna get my salad.
Bro, that actually, people were saying that like good luck with the whole thing with Colombia. I'm gonna show that in a little bit. When Trump was talking about tariff and them, they're like, good luck getting your coffee now, guys. Like,
who's gonna clean the toilets?
Yeah.
I'm not being racist.
Yeah, so that went viral. She got roasted, ended up taking it down.
Right.
And Trump actually responded to her, which was funny. First, let me play a Mexican dude responded to her. Well, I think he's Mexican. Let me not be.
Shame on you, Selena Gomez, for fake crying over illegal aliens being deported back to their homeland. I've never seen you cry over the missing and exploited women and children that get trafficked through the southern border into the United States of America. I've never seen you cry over the American citizens that have been hurt or unalived by these same illegal aliens that you're crying for. Selena Gomez, why don't you house these people in your LA
That's what we
mansion
said.
or one of your mini homes that you possess? Selena Gomez, you're a fraud and a fake.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what to do. Put
Right.
them in your house.
Right.
Put them in your house. Yeah.
So planned.
So here's the response from
Well,
you know.
if she puts them in the house, ICE is just gonna come there and get them.
Yeah, I know.
But still, it will show that she made an effort.
Let's do the Trump response to this because you know how many Hollywood liberals have taken our actions to secure the border very personally and are no doubt surprised that the government finally did something. After years of inaction, actress Selena Gomez, best known as the third amigo on that murder mystery show that Chevy Chase wouldn't touch, posted a video to social media where she was in tears over the deportations. Selena.
Wait a second. They were both on Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Yo, I just got that.
Yeah.
Wow. I just saw that.
She was?
Yeah. She was on the
movie?
No. Yeah, that's why I said Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
'cause
He was in the Three.
He was in the original
Yeah.
Three Amigos. Yeah.
There's another Three Amigos.
He was one of the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
But the other two,
Yeah.
I never put that together.
Yeah.
That they were
Right.
both in there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
He said, Selena, these are people who broke the law by coming here. Some have also committed other horrible crimes. I hope Selena is just as upset about the victims of these crimes. Focus on your career. The people want a sequel to Spring Breakers.
He's back. The ultimate troll.
That's our president.
Yeah.
But again, like, just because you have a platform for one thing doesn't mean you have any information on another thing.
Yeah.
And then you spew misinformation
right
out there. But here's the thing. What they did to a lot of conservatives was they wanted to shut them down and then call it misinformation. Right. But you can't do that. Let her talk and deal with it, right? And then people get made a fool of, and then they're not so quick to jump out there the next time.
Yeah, they might do a little research before they say
just
something
like
next time.
The girl who jumped out there with the Commanders thing.
Yeah, she gonna think twice about that one.
Yeah, now she because that went viral, right?
Yeah.
So now she's gonna think a little bit before she just posts something.
Yeah,
and that's all it's about. Like humble yourself.
Part of it too is. I agree. Let them speak, but a part of it is the mystery and the veil of celebrity worship culture has ended.
Yeah,
and so
big time.
These young celebrities, they're still part of the old world because she's doing this since she was a kid. They're still part of that. They're young enough that they started when they were kids. They're too old now to be relevant.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're just grandstanding. They just want attention.
Right.
So this is probably something that she saw other people doing. She's like, okay, I'll jump on this bandwagon too. And
especially because she's part Mexican.
Part Mexican.
Though she can't speak Spanish at all.
It's leverage. It's like I spoke up.
What do you mean? She's saying bitty bitty bam bam.
She wants to be able to say I did something. So she puts it out there, just like you remember you showed a clip during the riots where there was an influencer and there was a actual Mexican guy boarding up a building and she came with her boyfriend and she took the drill from him and she pretended
did a photo shoot and gave it right back.
She photoshopped she didn't actually put anything in.
Right.
She just held the drill.
But she didn't know someone was filming her. Yeah.
And people put that out there. See, the thing is, this is what they don't understand.
Right.
Because she's not on the internet looking for things that exposes the fakery and the foolishness.
Right.
She just thinks that clip is going to seem sincere because they're not living in the real world. Somebody goes buy her groceries for her.
That is the point right there.
Right.
They do not live in the real world.
So she thinks she's doing something.
Right.
Just like that girl filming herself with the drill, with that board, thought she was doing something.
And then the post was like, doing the work.
Right.
She's like holding the drill up to this board.
Exactly. So this is unfortunate. They're living in a time. Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for us, we're seeing that world that they live in is totally out of touch.
Yeah.
And they actually believe it.
Yep.
But I want to bring it back to kind of the reason why is the more people start to seek the Lord, and it doesn't have to be a lot, but the more people start to seek the Lord, what is the light? The light is what causes us to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not, it's always going to be because of the light. The light exposes the things in the darkness. The more the light shines, you can't get away with the stuff that you used to do in the dark. So it starts there, right? And the thing is, though, the light shines. Even if you could want some like justice, you want justice, but you don't realize that can come back to haunt you too, right? Glory is kind of like the light that shines. When we are raised up as examples.
Can I say something real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They don't want justice. They want vengeance.
Yeah, that's the truth.
They want vengeance.
Well, their own justice, right? It's their own justice.
That's their version of justice. Yeah,
because even for us, we shouldn't want justice. We shouldn't want justice for ourselves in the way we see it. God says, "Vengeance is mine," right? So we let God handle it. We give it to Him. Our frustrations, even all the stuff we see. Like, you think about, if we talked about this, I think last week, if Trump would have got into office in 2020, all this stuff wouldn't have got exposed, right? And how many people, even with January 6th, they just got released, but there was still, even though a lot of that stuff was fabricated and
it was a setup,
and was a setup, but there were still people who went along with it.
Yeah,
there were still people who
allowed themselves
caught up
to get
into the
caught
feelings
up,
of it because of what happened, right?
Because they wanted vengeance.
Because they wanted vengeance. Because they wanted justice, right? So what we learned from that is, at the beginning of 2020, when we give our feelings because I was pissed.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna stand up for my rights.
Yeah. I remember saying like, "Yo, don't go there. This is a setup." Like we tried to warn.
yeah,
people.
of course. But I'm saying but we felt it like this is messed up.
Yeah.
We know.
You felt
we saw
slighted.
everything. That,
you felt cheated.
Yeah,
you felt cheated.
Because we showed a lot of the stuff that happened,
Yeah.
right? But where do we place that? Do we hold on to it and justify ourselves and just talk about it and just keep justifying ourselves, or do we give it?
You give it to God.
You give it to God.
You trust that God has a plan, and now we see the plan.
Right. So that's my point. So then 4 years later, as you learn, we learn. I think we had to learn. Give it to God. Then more and more, the light starts to shine as we come to the light. Right.
Yeah.
As we come to Him, who is the light, we come to the light. Then that light starts to shine. Right. And now you see more and more. Like by the end of Biden's presidency.
Yeah.
The light shining.
Yep.
You know what I mean, like the stuff that they used to get away with before, they can't get away with anymore. Now, to the people who just want to be in darkness, because there's always going to be people who want to be in darkness.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it, right? Because then they got to face themselves, right? Because they got to face the things that they held on to, that they thought justified them, you know? So I think it's just so cool that we're seeing this now, and the hold. Even think about a celebrity. The people who look up to the celebrities, you know, a Jay-Z, a Selena Gomez, all these people who, Obama, right? People in the past would listen to Obama and would hold on to every word that he said. They're like, all right, we're going to do everything he says, right?
Yeah.
Now when
Obama was like
untouchable, man. Yeah.
leaning towards the worship.
He was a golden calf for sure.
Like,
and
God
not this time around.
I think there's been a lot of damage done to that.
Exposed.
Yeah. So now you look, you know, somebody like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Who talked about like how bad
Charlemagne.
That
I was
pissed
just
him off.
watching Brilliant Idiots, and him and Andrew Schultz were going off on Obama, going off on, you know, the Democrats and everything. Because there's the one producer that is still like Trump to range, you know what I mean? Yeah, but like same thing, you know.
So you're seeing this, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing the hold that they had. It doesn't add up anymore when you start seeing this and this and the contradictory stuff. But the more you are attached to it, if you're like, wait a minute, but I do love our country. I want to see us win. I want to see us get back, thrive, right? If you have just a little bit of that in you, then you're gonna start seeing how things. See, because that's connected to the truth. That's truth.
Yeah.
You want to see your country thrive. That's truth. I want to see my family thrive, right?
Yeah.
If you hold on to that and you don't, I want to see my family win. That's different, right? I want to see my family thrive.
Yeah.
You know, now you see things in a different way. You know, you think about like the same thing with soccer. Like a kid, I was telling my kids, kid on a soccer team who only wants to win and only cares about himself. And you know this, Jamie. Like, think about sports. When you get when somebody's coming at you and they take the ball from you, you just, and if you're very prideful, you want to get
You'll
it back
fight as hard
at
as you can. To the point where you'll make more mistakes.
And then you're going to try to dribble somebody and do all this stuff when you had somebody who was right in front of the goal that you could have passed to, but you're so focused and caught up in validating yourself that you miss the whole story.
Yep.
But a team that thrives and a beautiful team is a team that they all see. They know before they're even there where they're going to go because they care about each other. When you get a dynamic like that, you know, football, anything in any sport, that people care about each other, right? You care about your teammates. You know, they always say like the locker room environment, right? Right? What's it called?
Locker room talk.
Locker room.
Yeah.
Okay. So that when you have a good locker room, right? That means everybody's on the same page, right? It creates a different environment. People then now you're thriving because you all have one task, you have the same purpose, right? And when you see that, things thrive.
Yeah.
It changes the whole time. Even people who are selfish, they come into that environment. They're either gonna shift or they're gonna go. They're not gonna want to be there.
Right.
And I think that's what we need. We're creating as we continue in this, when like even people who don't care about us, if we show like, yeah, I'm saying this, but I care about you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually care about you. And the more we do that, the more people's those blockers are on their eyes are gonna come down. The darkness
blinders,
is gonna.
All right, I'm gonna play one more video on this on CNN. Jake Tapper was trying to spin the narrative about these illegal. Again, who's gonna pick the crops narrative? You know, which I just want to play because he gets totally destroyed. And also CNN got to give them a shout out because did you guys hear that? What's his name got? Well, he got demoted. Jim Acosta got demoted to like a midnight show, and then he ended up quitting. So he's gone from CNN.
Didn't he get like blasted recently or something?
I mean, he's a terrible. Yeah, somebody just wrecked him on his show.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jim Acosta.
That's how much I watch him.
Yeah.
I don't even know who it is.
He's the guy that would always be in the press room with Trump. The one he's the one that made the "you are fake news." He's the guy that Trump said that to, and he was like, "No, stop it, sit down. I will not answer your question. You are fake news."
And he kept talking.
Yep, they had to snatch the mic from him. All right, let's play this clip.
Jobs many Americans do not want to do. So, how does President Trump make sure that the effort to deport people who are not in this country legally doesn't end up hurting Americans who want safe borders, absolutely, but also don't want to see even more higher prices in groceries?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not your position, Jake, you're just asking the question, that we should supply America's food with exploitative illegal alien labor. I obviously don't think that's what you're implying. Only 1% of alien workers in the entire country work in agriculture. The top destination for illegal aliens are large cities like...
Did you hear that? Only 1% of the people that come over the country illegally work in agriculture. So that whole narrative is dumb.
New York, like Los Angeles, and small industrial towns, of course, all across the heartland, as we've seen with the Biden floods. None of those illegal aliens are doing farm work. Those 30,000 illegal aliens that Joe Biden dumped into Springfield.
I'm talking about the ones that are.
But I'm explaining this. It's important to understand.
No, you're kind of changing the subject. I mean, I'm talking about the ones.
I will give me 30 minutes. I'll go as deep as you want on this.
We don't have
you
30
and your
minutes.
audience.
I don't have a third. I'm talking about the ones that could.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I'm
You can come back and we
your
can talk
audience.
about the ones in the cities. I swear.
I'll do the whole answer. The illegal aliens that Joe Biden brought into our country are not full stop doing farm work. They are not. The illegal aliens he brought in from Venezuela, from Haiti, from Nicaragua, they are not doing farm work. They are in our cities collecting welfare. As for the farmers, there is a guest worker program that President Trump supports. Over time as well, we will transition into automation, so we'll never have to have this conversation ever again. But there's no universe in which this nation
I don't like
is going
this.
to allow the previous president to flood our nation with millions and millions of illegal aliens who just get to stay here. And we are especially not going to allow a subset of those illegal aliens to rape and murder our citizens. So we are going to unapologetically enforce our immigration laws, and as I'm sure you will celebrate, we are going to unleash the power and might of the U.S. government to eradicate the presence of transnational threats on our soil.
I mean, bottom line.
What are you talking about?
CNN is so cooked, bro. Like,
what are you talking about? Your biggest concern is if you're gonna get vegetables.
Our prices of vegetables gonna go up.
Did you see?
How am I gonna get my soy milk?
Yeah. Do you have the clip of The View?
Yes, I do. I was going to skip past it.
They really.
We
You
were
see, the thing is,
talking
they're
so
really
much.
trying to seem virtuous.
Yes,
that's
Well,
all it is.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to show it. It's just the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing. And Sonny, no, this clip, she even sounds more dumb because she starts talking about.
Could it be?
I'll play it.
How could this be possible?
You know, to answer your question, which is this the immigration fix that this country wanted? I think absolutely there are certain people that wanted to see this kind of pain and destruction for a certain group or type of immigrant. Because if you look at the numbers, yes, the number of immigrants that come from Mexico or of Mexican-born are the...
They keep saying Mexican. What are you talking
largest.
about?
But the next largest are Asians. 28% of them come. I don't think they walk across the southern border. I think they come by plane. The next largest are Europeans.
Yeah, you. What is your point?
Are we talking about immigrants or are we talking about
That's where she
illegals?
messed up.
Yeah, she clearly hasn't seen some of
That's
this
where
footage.
she messed up. It's like, yo, this is about people here illegally.
Yeah.
You do understand that,
Come
right?
Immigration and illegal.
Yeah, the Asians are the
Criminals.
next. Yeah, and do you see them out here taking over apartment buildings and starting gangs?
Right.
Like, come on, man.
I don't think they walk either. I'm just saying immigrants, right?
Oh, not undocumented though.
A lot of them are undocumented, actually.
But that's not the stat for being.
But a lot
Asians
of
are
them
the
come by
second
plane
most.
and then overstay their visas.
They overstay their
that's what you
visas. They overstay their visas, so they're
Oh,
undocumented.
stop it.
The Europeans
That
that
is
come
not the millions of people that have come across this border. The few thousand that overstay their visas from Asia,
But once
from
again,
China.
once again, liberals are showing how silly they are.
Yeah.
Because they're saying they love these people, right?
Yeah.
In so many ways, I want this to happen. But then they're relegating them to picking vegetables for them. As long as you do that for me, I love you so much. Where do you need me?
Yeah.
Picking my vegetables?
Well,
Like,
what
that's
she's
what
trying
they
to do
want.
is she's trying to frame it into it's only the black and brown ones that are being
Oh, I
targeted.
know she's going that
Yeah,
direction.
yeah.
But the whole premise around it is that this is their labor force that you're
Mhm.
going to get rid of
Yeah.
and destroy your labor force for our food source. That's really what they're trying to
That's
say.
what she's trying to get at, yeah. And it's so not true. I mean, I didn't even realize that the statistics were that only 1% of them are in farming or agriculture. Because they make it seem like, you know, we wouldn't be able to get any vegetables. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wanted to play this clip real quick because this woman, she always goes viral with these little clips, but she's talking about everybody who spins that narrative like, this is what y'all voted for. Have you been seeing those posts?
No, I haven't seen that.
To all the people talking about something, this is y'all boy, this is what y'all voted for. Duh!
Yeah.
That's what we wanted him to do.
Yes.
Get the hell out.
Like,
I know the people in Chicago.
Yeah, people in Chicago are pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So me and Leslie were saying that, like, we were watching something and they're like, this is what you voted for. We're like, yeah, that's
Right.
what we voted for.
Thank you. Yes, we understand this. This is what we voted for.
Why is this a problem?
Right.
That we voted for this.
I think I have the clip of the dude in Chicago going off on the mayor. Where is it? No, I had it somewhere.
There was a woman that went viral going off on the mayor.
Yeah, she did too. Oh, here it is.
You spent over $574 million on illegal immigrants here in Chicago, Illinois since 2022. Now, you still feel like you have to harbor these illegals, which is not a good idea. And in my personal opinion, I don't think it's a good idea to challenge Tom Homan on this because he's trying to clean up our cities, Mr. Brandon Johnson. Now, let me just remind everybody here that Brandon Johnson is terrible with the budget. How is this $40 million credit line is going to work exactly? Because the key word is credit. So how much will we be using from this $40 million? And the real question is, how much will we be paying back? Now, you want to sit here, you and J.B. Pritzker want to puff out your chest and fight Tom Homan. We need Tom Homan here in Chicago. We need Donald Trump. And I don't want to see people like Pam Bundy and Kash Patel, you know, haul you up out of here and become prosecuted. I don't want to see that happen. But they will do their job if they have to, Brandon Johnson. Now, we are $1 billion in debt. That's absolutely insane. Kamala Harris, she spent $1 billion on her campaign less than a year, and she's $20 million in debt. So it's looking like Democrats are bad with money. Now, you ignored me for 10 to 15 seconds last time I was speaking, and I really did not appreciate that at all. But I got a Christmas present for you. Let's remind the people of Chicago that Brandon Johnson spent $32,000 in campaign funds on haircuts and makeup. So I got an early Christmas present for you, Brandon Johnson. This is some makeup for you right here. You got some rouge, you got the makeup brush right there, so you can save this people some money for crying out loud. Now, let me tell you people, I'm going to be serious here. We need to start voting different in these cities like New York and Chicago. Stop voting these people in. It's not Democrat versus Republican anymore. It is populist versus establishment. It is the populist versus the establishment. Stop letting them trick you into the race baiting when it comes to Brandon Johnson. Oh, black people need help too. Trump he want to, hurt black people. What are you talking about? We're legal here. We are legal.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
right to
that's what I
Brandon's
think is
face.
hurting, especially the black gatekeeper segment.
Mhm.
Is that black people aren't falling for that?
They're done with it.
They're done with it. You know what I mean? And like we said,
Well,
this is
a lot more.
This is the thing when we don't, especially if we call ourselves believers, and we say we are followers of Jesus Christ, and we don't have faith in the process because God sets up kingdoms and He tears them down.
Mhm.
And like I said, like we just talked about. When Trump lost, everybody's freaking out.
Yep.
But we don't have vision. Sometimes we have to give things over and not operate in the same vengeance that they would do to us. You know what I mean? And I think that we couldn't, like we just said earlier, had he won, none of this would got exposed.
Yeah.
To this level.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that were on the cusp of changing over, but because it didn't happen, meaning his win, they were able to see, wow, this is really true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is not a Republican versus Democrat thing. This is literally what's right and wrong and what the direction the country is going. You know?
Yep.
And it's so sad that it's basic. And that's why you see so many people that were Democrats are turning over and voting for Trump. Like, how many Democrats have turned over to Republicans or just become independent and voted for Trump because they see the obvious stuff?
And what they should do when they do these clips, because I like what these people are doing, speaking up, but they should show the split screen of the mayors on their phones, ignoring them.
Yep.
You know, not sitting up and paying attention. Because how many times I've seen so many clips where when it's the people's turn to speak, the mayors are on their phone, they're shopping. One lady actually filmed while she was speaking. One of the city council people were shopping on the internet.
Yeah.
We need to see this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those are the things that we can show people. These are the people you voted for.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They're disrespectful. They don't care about what the people have to say. That's the whole point of these type of things, is to hear
what
the
your
people have to
and
say.
these are the people that literally employ you. You know, and but you feel like you're in charge of them.
Right.
Like
That's
that
the
mayor
issue.
in Dalton County.
Yeah.
In,
the fact that there's an app that tracks Pelosi's trading.
Yeah.
Like, and people are getting like,
and you could actually win.
Yeah.
They're getting rich.
If you follow
Listen,
it.
They're getting
speaking
rich
of that,
following it.
you guys heard about this what was it, DeepSeek, the Chinese AI that crashed our markets 2 days ago?
I heard about the new AI.
Yeah. So it just so happens that right before that announcement, Nancy Pelosi sold all this NVIDIA stock and bought stock in this other company. I'm gonna play a clip about that right before that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on to the next story involving the same type of topic. So this is just another example of Trump doing what Trump does. Only been in office for a week. We had a situation with the president of Colombia. They're sending illegals back. A whole plane full of illegals going back to Colombia. The president of Colombia refuses to let the plane land, right? Trump finds out about this. He, of course, goes to social media and people used to make fun of him for doing this, but he puts this out. He goes, I was just informed that 2 repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of legal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given by Colombia's socialist president, Gustavo Petro, who is already very unpopular amongst his people. Petro's denial of these flights has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States. So I have directed my administration to immediately take the following urgent and decisive retaliatory measures. Emergency 25% tariffs on all goods coming in from the United States in 1 week. The 25% tariffs will be raised to 50% if he doesn't, go back on this in a week. A travel ban and immediate visa revocation on the Colombian government officials and all allies and supporters. Visa sanctions on all party members, family members, supporters of the Colombian government. Enhanced customs and border protection inspections of Colombian nationals and cargo on national security grounds. i.e. EPA, Treasury, banking, and financial sanctions to be fully imposed. These measures are just the beginning and will not allow the Colombian government to violate its legal obligation with regard to accept and return of the criminals they forced into the United States. Like, what? How dare you say we can't send them back there? Right. You know what I mean? So Trump does that, right?
They're y'all citizens,
right? So the president, you know, he's a big communist lefty, feeling himself. He comes out on social media and he says, "We will not negotiate with a white slaver, blah blah blah. You know, this is our country, and you need to treat our people with respect." And the people on the left were tweeting out saying, "You see, Trump is a madman. Have fun paying higher prices for your Colombian coffee." And like, but what people don't realize is that, and what I found out from other people reporting on this was, you know what Colombia's biggest export to us is?
What?
It's flowers. Like roses, flowers, and what's coming up? Valentine's Day. So then, shortly after that, I guess he had a meeting with his people, and the government of Colombia has agreed to all of President Trump's terms. So the White House released a statement. The government of Colombia has agreed to the president's terms, including the unrestricted acceptance of illegal aliens from Colombia returned from the United States, including U.S. military aircraft, without limitation or delay. Based on this agreement, the fully drafted IEEPA tariffs and sanctions will be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement, the visa sanctions, blah, blah, blah. So then people pointed out that it was funny because the president actually had to come out and retweet that statement that they fully accept all of Donald Trump's terms. And they had to send everybody back there. And,
didn't he have to send a plane back?
He actually sent his own plane.
His own private.
Yeah, I have a video of that. This is it right here. He sent his own private plane. Look how many people.
Wow.
Don't these just look like women farming with their children?
Oh, yes, all those farmers.
This whole plane is full of farming women. They just want to. Nah, they're all getting sent back. Yeah, but he immediately caved. Hold on, I want to see if I can find his tweet because people were posting it. It said Colombian President Petro was just forced to repost a press release from the White House saying he caved to Trump. He was talking so tough. The people probably talked to him was like, "Listen, buddy, like we can't afford this." But people don't understand the power. That's what he talks about with the power of tariffs.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
trade.
It's sad though, with a lot of Latin America where they're going. You know, you look at Mexico, you look at Honduras, you look at Colombia now.
Yeah.
Already Venezuela been down that road, but you're just seeing this really bad shift for a lot of these countries, and it's not going to lead to good places.
And then Trump, in his epic trolling fashion, he posted this up on social media right after that was announced.
FAFO.
he posted. It's him in a gangster AI with the F around and find out. Yeah. And then this clip went viral where people were saying, "Oh, look at the president of Colombia, who he's walking hand in hand with." That's first of all, that's not his wife, and second of all, it do look like a lady.
Oh, that's a tranny.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Holding hands.
Mm-hmm. Holding hands, making plans. Yeah. So that was hilarious. Trump totally got them on that. But then I want to show, we were talking about Trump and tariffs and his plans. Did you guys hear when Trump was going in talking about having no income tax again?
Mm-hmm. He proposed it.
Yeah. Actually, I think they have a bill written up about it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play the clip right here. Because Trump is not. We thought like he might tease this during the election, but never go back to. He's still talking about it.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Is that?
Exactly. Instead of taxing our citizens. And then, I don't know, I saw this on congress.gov. I don't know if this is really going through. HR 25 to promote freedom, fairness, and economic opportunity by repealing the income tax and other taxes, abolishing the IRS, and enacting a national sales tax to be administered primarily by the states. That would be
wonderful.
Dude, that would be so epic. Like, Trump would literally be on Mount Rushmore if he eliminated.
Get rid of the other guys.
They would have to make it. And then I'm going to show this beginning of this clip from Patrick Bet-David, because he's talking about the history of income tax in this country. Because apparently the Supreme Court has already ruled that income tax is unconstitutional in this country.
Did you know a little over 100 years ago, they tried to impose an income tax, and the Supreme Court came out and said, what are you talking about? This is completely unconstitutional. This is the Pollock versus Farmers. Pollock ends up winning. But then 20 years later, 1913, you know what we do? We announced the Federal Reserve, and we introduced the income tax. You know when? Exactly a year before World War I. Did we know something that was coming? Let's start collecting money before we go to war. 1 year before? And then now it's a normal thing? There's this guy that's got this.
And I think the way they did it was they did it through Congress by setting up a law or something like that, so that it would bypass the Supreme Court completely, so they could exclude them from the decision making of it. So that means that the entire, Congress was in agreement, because they saw the benefit in enriching themselves this way. Put the money in our pockets so we can decide what to do with it.
It's a job. Department called the Doge with another guy. Both of them are very smart, Vivek and Elon Musk. It's called the Department of Government Efficiency. Do you know when Elon Musk bought Twitter, he had 7,500 employees. Overnight, he fired half of them, 3,750. Of the 3,750 that got fired, they recruited another 1,250 to quit with them. So 7,500 became 2,500 very quickly. This guy's used to making things to be more efficient. What if that took place and it forced everybody like us to work in a free market? What if that were to happen? We're going to talk today about a plan.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show that real quick. Just yeah.
Trim the fat, man.
Yeah. I mean, you see what's going on with the government workers, right?
Yeah.
Not wanting to go back to work.
Yep.
These people are complaining about the fact that they're going to have to
big money,
and they're not going into the office.
6 figures plus.
They're not doing anything. They're not. Did you send us a video of a woman breaking down? Was that you that had that video of a woman breaking down the?
I think so.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I had.
I was just told. I'm not going to mention her name, but I was just told about a friend. No, a friend of a friend who actually is a federal employee, and she has 3 jobs, and she makes like up to $20,000 a month.
Wow.
Because she fakes the federal job, like. She knows how to make the computer look like it's working.
Yeah.
And then goes do the other side hustles.
Wow.
And makes all that money.
Wow.
And she was mad about that.
Right. Mad that you can't steal from us anymore. That's our tax money.
That's crazy.
Get over.
Wow. That's what they need to come up with. You know how we have ICE for the illegal?
Yeah.
They need to come up with something to track down all of these
but that's
phony
what
baloney
That's
jobs.
what Doge is. That's what they actually were talking about because they have software that can figure out who is doing that. They have counter software that can figure out who's cheating the system.
That should be the government employee should be anyone who works for the government. That should be number one.
Yeah.
Are you actually performing your job?
Show up to the office or else you're fired, and then we're gonna see who we even need here, and then we're gonna trim the fat.
The government's too big.
Oh wait, no, I didn't send you that.
Okay, I think I got it right here.
Okay.
Here we go.
It happens. What a way to end the week. 5 o'clock on a Friday. Got our notice. Effective March 10th. We're back in the office 5 days a week. No telework. And that's the most fucked up thing is not only did you issue this executive order, Cheeto, but the executive order trumps, pun intended, and rescinds any previously agreed upon telework agreements. So before, I was able to telework once a week when I was in the office every day. Now no mores. I am so upset.
Oh, no, this
am
isn't
so
the video.
mad.
This is
And
just someone
honestly,
complaining
I
about it.
also feel for the parents. They're going to need to figure out childcare.
Welcome to life.
Welcome to being a parent.
Why do these people think that they're more special than anybody else that has another type of job?
Excuse me, I always had to work and have a babysitter.
Yeah. Or just leave us alone by
I was
ourselves.
gonna say, I thought they were left alone to start fires and send toys to China.
It was Africa, okay? I would never send toys to China.
That's when Grateful was.
To my mom's defense, that wasn't when we were left alone.
Yeah.
That was when we were just young.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the.
Simona always got to get in there.
All right, Mom. Don't catch feelings.
No.
Hey, I am just stating the stories.
exaggerates.
The stories that were told to me.
But I saw a woman breaking down. She's a government worker, and she was saying like the reason why these people are so upset is because most of them are stealing money. Most of them are not working. Most of them are not doing anything.
Bro, they're going to the gym. They're going on long lunch breaks. They're not even getting anything done.
She said 20% of the people in government work do the work for the 100%, and the rest of them just find ways to keep their job going because they know it's extremely hard to get fired once you get one of those jobs.
Right, because of the union.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching something with Cuba, right, and it was about a woman who she had to go back there. I think she was born there, but she was living in America, and then she had to go back. Something weird where they have to go back like every 11 months or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was talking about like, going to the restaurants, it's like how bad it is, right? And she was saying, and everywhere you go, nobody's kind because they work for the government, basically. So there's no such thing as like customer service.
Because the more money you make means nothing.
Yeah. Well, you think about even customer service is connected to like a hope in being kind to people, right? Which customer service is being nice, not kind, but it stems from being kind, And so when you don't have a hope and you're just living and you're working these government jobs that you got and there's no point.
Yeah.
When you live in a free market, it's about a lot of times, especially in America, it's about these service industry jobs, right?
Yeah.
You're providing a service for somebody, so you have to do the best at that service, right? You don't have that in government jobs.
Yeah, or in communist countries.
Or in communist countries. So when you that's why when everybody jokes about the DMV, but that's why the DMV is what it is,
right?
Because they don't have to be nice to you.
Yeah, you need them.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Where else can you go?
We're not at Chick-fil-A where they say, my pleasure.
Right,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, because there is no free market there.
Yeah.
All right, let's play this clip you sent me from Told Me because this kind of goes along with what we've been showing. He did a prophecy where he was talking about the golden age of America, and Trump's been saying that a lot lately.
Yeah. But he actually said it back he prophesied about it back in 2020.
Yeah, I know. This is an old prophecy.
No, well, this one, I couldn't find the older one.
Oh.
But this one is from right before he said this.
Okay.
It was the same day, but he said it earlier.
Right.
And then later on that day, Trump said it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There will be a Jehu anointing that will purge the house. And the Spirit of God says, Mr. President, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you want to rewrite America's history for 4 generations or write it for 4 years? The Lord says, I can bring you into a golden age.
The golden age of America begins right now.
So just so he didn't, it's not on there, but he said, I can bring you into a golden age or a golden moment. It's up to him.
And then he said golden age. Yeah. I mean, and when you look at the moves he's trying to make, like this guy, he doesn't have to get reelected. Some of the moves that he's making don't even make sense for someone who only cares about being elected, because this is his last term. So he's trying to make moves that are really going to change the shape of this country into the future.
For him to go through what he went through, though.
Yeah, true.
Is not, you don't do that just to get elected.
And when you look at his family, that's who he's doing it for, too. Yeah. They have to be able to survive in this country as well.
And also, to him finding out politicians that he probably trusted and executives and higher ranking people that he trusted were liars.
Yeah.
Fauci.
Yeah. Yep.
And Fauci
These people are not good at their job.
Yeah.
And they have an agenda. And I think that, one thing we don't realize is Trump is a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So his whole thing is about profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get in business for.
Right.
So you're gonna have a different set of eyes as you're trained. He's been successful for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a different set of eyes to look at an economy and ask why things are not working.
Yeah.
Right? Meanwhile, let's look at politicians, right? Their thing is not so much to fix the problem, it's to make it bigger somehow.
It's to keep growing government. Because the
Keep
more
growing
government grows, the more money they make, the more they enrich themselves, the more they can move up the ladder in the good old boys club.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And then they ride off into the sunset
Mhm.
as an executive for some big company that's been funding them the whole time.
Right.
They're good.
Or a multi-million-dollar investor like
Right.
Nancy Pelosi.
They're never gonna even if when they retire, they go on to sit on the boards of these organizations.
Yeah.
So there's a system to this. That's what all we're asking people to do is pay attention to it. Look at all of the homeless problems in these cities.
Right.
Look at the rampant crime. Do you think these people are really doing a good job?
Yep. They don't care.
It kind of reminds me of most people want to be validated or they want to leave a legacy.
Mhm.
Right? Kind of reminds me of Tower of Babel. What they say at the Tower of Babel? Come on, let's make a name for ourselves.
Yeah, right.
And that name in Hebrew has to do with even back to the Genesis 6, where it talks about these Nephilim, these giants, right? They were called men of renown.
Yeah.
That renown means name again.
Yeah.
Right. So it
means to be known.
To be known, right?
Yeah.
It's right. It's to be known by a certain character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people want to validate themselves. I think that's the biggest. That's every religion, but the religion of God, right? Every religion is to validate ourselves. Oh, I can get into heaven because I've done this, and this. But with Christianity, it's the opposite. Is I have to decrease so that He increases. It's not about our name; it's about His name.
His name,
right?
yeah.
I'm gonna bring His name forth. So,
and that's what Christians made the mistake right there. Was aligning themselves specifically with the conservative Republican thing and not asking any questions. Whatever they said, we'll do.
Yeah.
Right? And we didn't understand legacy through politicians, which was the Bushes.
The Bushes.
Right?
Yeah.
All the stuff that they
the Cheneys,
passed. Right. We didn't get that because we were so gung-ho on this is the right thing. Because we were stuck on the opposite of reproductive rights.
Yeah.
We were stuck on that.
Yeah.
What was right to do for these unborn children, which is good, it's virtuous itself. But we didn't understand the legacy through politicians that was happening.
Exactly.
And what they were doing was setting up themselves to join these defense contractors the rebuilding of societies overseas. We didn't
Never-ending
understand that.
wars. Yeah,
We didn't understand that. They were part of this machine.
that's why that dude, what he said to Brandon Johnson was so on point. It's not about Republican versus Democrat. It's
No.
about establishment versus populace.
That was the
It's
mistake
about
what believers
right
make.
versus- Yep, exactly.
That's where we made the mistake.
Mhm.
Was joining this because that's what we saw was the right thing to do, and we closed our eyes. We didn't do the studying, and we didn't fall down and seek God's face to see. Wait, we're wrong here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
And so again, like going back to right or wrong, that's validation again. Like, and we can get caught up in what's right.
Yes.
And focus, like you said, abortion. We need to get rid of abortion, but to do it so much where that's what's right, and we focus on that instead of the overarching thing. Of course, abortion is under that, right?
Yeah.
But if we focus on just that, we miss the whole point.
Right.
The whole point is life.
Right.
That's the point, that we create a life for people, that we thrive. Think about it, dude. 65 million babies dead. Think about all
Crazy.
the people, what they could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about the families that were not had because of that.
Right.
The population of America could have been so much more because of that.
I was just thinking that
illegals
we would
that
probably
have
be
come
over
in,
400 million people
Yeah.
in this country.
So, and that's like, so that's a way of thinking. Are we thinking to life, or are we thinking to death? I mean, I know it's like,
But they want that though.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you become
They
selfish.
do that slow game. That's
Yeah, but selfishness does that, because the moment, think about anything, like the moment you're thinking about yourself, if anybody's in your way, they got to get them out of, you got to get them out of your way. Just like from the beginning when Cain killed Abel, you know, right from the beginning, the first death, murder, was Cain getting Abel out of the way because he represented something.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at himself,
Yeah.
he didn't look at himself. He blamed what was in front of him. You
Right.
know, and that's what everybody who is in that, who wants validation for themselves and wants to be right. What do? And we're all victims of this, right? None of us can
Guilty
say
of
we
that.
guilty. Thank you. That's better.
And that's what the Bible says, you know, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And we don't study the source of a proof. So when we see certain things, as virtuous as it is, we latch onto that. We don't pay attention to the way the economy is growing. Like we talked about, the fact that Trump is referring back to 1913 and tariffs when it did work. We've never heard this before.
Nope. Yeah.
We've just been, this is way before our time.
Yeah.
But we've just been stuck on the system. We've never heard any Republican president talk like this about how to really boost an economy, which is tariffs did work.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at that, right? Let's look at this. Why do we pay income tax? Why is there the infrastructure is not being, like most of these roads and these bridges are locally ran, you know, but they're not being sustained and built, and it's just going to be a giant money pit. You know what I mean?
You know why inflation? I'm like, as you're talking, I'm saying inflation is the result of validation. Think about it. The more we want to validate ourselves, we don't deal with the problems.
Yeah.
So we just exasperate the problems.
Right.
And they know that.
By trying to hide the problems,
Yeah.
mask the problems. And that's why we get inflation. Right?
But these people who run it know,
They know
that
that.
we're going to latch onto
Yeah.
that, and they'll use it against us. They want to give us something that we can hold on to, that we think it's ours.
Yeah.
Like we said,
Like a
Christians,
stimulus check.
Christians latch onto the abortion thing,
Yeah.
but they don't pay attention to the economy.
Yeah.
They don't pay attention to the housing crisis. They don't pay
Yeah.
attention to education.
Right.
They don't pay attention to school to prison. They don't pay attention to none of that.
Right.
Just latch onto this thing because that seems more virtuous. God doesn't want dead babies. Very true.
Right.
We're on the same page. But we also have to be stewards of this. God gives us that right too.
Right.
And we're not paying attention to that. So along the way, we got tricked by the system too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's the first one to mention this and to talk about, listen, there was a time when we were prosperous, when we were practicing these things. Something happened
Yeah.
right around that time and changed everything. And we've
Changed
been
it.
in this
The Federal
112 years
Yep.
in this system, and it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked. It's been a deficit just growing and growing and growing. We were in a surplus before
Right.
that.
We're what, $34 trillion in debt now?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah. How are we supposed to fix that?
When I came in the 90s, it was $6 trillion.
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Well, when you're just pumping the machine
And war.
Yep.
War, Ukraine, and illegal immigrants.
And honestly, I've never heard any pastor talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
About how this thing works. Actually, Rod Pasley did talk about it a long time ago.
Well, Tommy had a good little prophecy for Trump there, but I'm gonna keep going with the stuff so we can get through it. But I wanted to show this because CNN had a little bit of kind of a meltdown when the dude was showing how Trump's approval rating. He is at his highest approval rating ever. I don't know if you guys know this either.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a record-breaking approval rating that he's never had, and Joe Biden came out as the lowest approved president in the history of presidents. But let's show this because when he says this to the girl, she can't handle it.
This is a very different Donald Trump. He's leading a very different administration, the way he's attacking things, and the American public is very much more in line with him than they were at any point during his entire first term.
Well, I would say, correction, this is not a very different Donald Trump. This is a very different Donald Trump as being viewed by voters.
In the way he's going about things with Susan Wiles leading things, I think he is, going at things in a much less disorganized fashion, much more organized.
Take me back in history.
Take you back in history. So it was so interesting to me that Donald Trump's first net approval rating of his second term is higher than his entire first term. And I was interested, has that ever happened? Has the second term net approval rating in the first month, have you ever had a higher rating than any net approval rating during the entire first term? Donald Trump is the only...
I'm having a hard time believing this.
This is 100% true. I went back. I love spreadsheets. Donald Trump is the first guy ever whose net approval rating in the first month of his second term is higher than any rating that he had in an entire first term.
Look at her face. She can't handle it, baby.
You and your damn graphs.
Yeah, they just want to hate him
right.
so bad. But how can you hate him when he does stuff like this? This is a hilarious clip of him just riffing about Joe Biden. But because you were talking about at church, you were talking about and I think I had that clip too, where Speaker Mike Johnson was talking about how hard it was to get in touch with Biden. Mm-hmm. And like when he would try for months and months and months. When he finally did get a meeting with him, it was pretty much Chuck Schumer and Kamala Harris buffering the whole What? What's so funny? Oh, she's not. She didn't.
Over there.
What?
He's trying so hard to keep his eyes.
Sorry. So Chuck Schumer
Had
and Kamala Harris were pretty much, being a buffer for Biden. They wouldn't let him talk to him. They knew that he could not lead this country. Mm-hmm. So this is Trump kind of talking about his experience with the world leaders and Biden.
Country was on the verge of some of the very bad things, and bad things were happening. And now there's light not only over America. I've heard it from even our enemies. They call up and they say, "Sir, we hate you. We do hate you, but there's light over the world right now." They hate you. Some of them hate me. If they liked me, you got a problem, right? They like Sleepy Joe. What's not to like? They'd call up. It's funny. I was told today by one of the big leaders of the world, would call for a telephone call with the President of the United States a year ago. And they'd say, we'd like to speak with, who is this? It's the head of Germany, the head of, name it, the head of France, the name of any country, it didn't matter. He would never pick up the call. They'd say, he'll call you back in 2 months. 2 months. Yeah, it's his schedule. He's extremely busy sleeping. Macron of France, he'll call you back in 2 months. So 2 months comes along and there's no call. They'd say, he didn't call. The stories are, these stories are not very exaggerated. I want to tell you, they're a little bit for laughter, but it's only for laughter. The fake news will say, "Oh, he exaggerated. It was only 1 month." But he'll say he'd call you back, and then he'd never call, and then they could never get him on the phone. And the problem I have is that when I speak to I speak to them immediately, they'll say, "Could we speak to the president? Would that be possible? We could do it anytime over the next month." They're so used to this, right? I say, "No, I'll pick it up right now." Is he on the phone? "Yeah, hello, how you doing?" That's what, get it over with, right? Get it over with.
But how sad is that? Like, I mean, this dude is clearly charismatic and he's funny as hell. But just the fact that the story he's telling there is that, like, on the world stage, Biden, like, he was not a leader. He was not present. No one could get him on the phone.
Who were they talking to?
Who were they talking to?
other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
he had to be told what to do or get them to what they wanted, and then they probably had to sit down. All right, this is what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'll say this though. I believe that there's a lot of stuff that has happened that Trump is gonna find out about, that Trump doesn't even know about.
Mhm.
I believe this, and I think some of it's gonna scare him.
Yeah,
because of how bad it is. I saw a little clip about the fires. I don't know if you caught that, but there was a clip about the fires, and he said it seems like something hit.
I saw that clip.
You saw that clip?
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he was saying it seemed like
I saw the one where he talked about the blue roofs, and he was like, yeah, and the blue roofs didn't blow up enough, and people were like,
yeah, I know which clip you're talking about. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, but so I don't know, dude. It seems like
And he's like,
stuff.
and I don't want to say, but it looked
Yeah.
like something hit it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that.
Hit it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He was talking to them. He was in California talking to them about it. I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick, but I definitely saw it. I think this might be it right here. Yes, this is it right here.
Disaster like, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, frankly. They say the biggest in the history of California. I think, has anything bigger than that happened in the whole country ever? It looks like, I don't want to say what it looks like, but you know what I'm going to say. It looks like something hit it. And we won't talk about what hit it, but it is a bad, bad situation.
Yeah. And of course, you know, the media will be like, conspiracy theories.
He's bringing the QAnon back.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just amazing to see.
I think they're losing their grip, though.
They are. No one watches them.
Yeah, the more and more people like ourselves, because we're not the only ones out there, but we've been hammering this for a long time. But I think what's happening is a lot of the veil that was pulled over people's eyes, specifically when it comes to the role of politics, this team thing, vote blue no matter who, all of that has died out because we can clearly see how ineffective a campaign was run. $1 billion spent, 20 million in a hole. How could you convince anyone that would be a good leader?
Yeah.
Now, when you couldn't even manage campaign funds,
Right. I mean,
right?
and then look at the contrast of what Trump has done in 1 week, like where he's been. He's been doing deals with world leaders, but in front of the cameras, like making deals with them in front of the cameras.
Media.
On social media, he's been traveling to California. Then he did that rally in Nevada out of nowhere. Nobody knew. He just decided to do a rally in Nevada. Like he's already moving around. He's already doing things. He's making phone calls. He's signing all them executive orders. Like
he hit the ground running.
But the contrast, like Biden would still be recovering from the inauguration right now. You know what I mean? Like
in the beach,
yeah,
tripping.
It's insane. And you know what? Another thing that I was really happy about, I saw today, the press secretary announced that they're going to open up the press room to independent media sources like YouTubers and people that report the news.
I think that should absolutely be happening.
Because they don't get credentials. No other administration would give them credentials. And they said, these people are journalists just like y'all.
Yeah.
So we're going to open up the newsroom to these people.
A lot of them helped him get elected.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the source, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not a journalist. But like, I'm sure like
he's a Walter Cronkite of today.
Right.
Which would you know?
Yeah, I think they'll probably try to
Tim Pool,
people. They have to apply and get vetted, and they have to get Secret Service clearance. And
I
all
agree with that.
Yeah,
but give
they
them the
should.
opportunity, yeah.
These people
Who
are
did
just
I
as
see talk about that? Stelter. He was
Brian Stelter.
He was pissed about that.
Oh, of course he was.
Yeah. But the thing is, getting rid of the legacy media would mean that's all of that is part of that problem, which is when they've bought into something, they're never going to go against it because that's their job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the YouTubers, and I'm not saying that all of them should be allowed. Certainly, I agree with a
They should
vetting
apply.
process,
Yeah.
Right? But they are legitimate. They're reporting on the news
and more accurately. Yeah.
You know,
I think the reason why a lot of them are mad and are gonna freak out over this is because, again, that is one of those stamps of I'm an elitist over you because I get to go to the White House.
Exactly.
It's just like the old Twitter, that blue check mark. They were in love with having that blue check mark, and now the fact that anyone can get it, they hate Twitter now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Grandstanding.
Yep.
Yeah. So many people. I mean, you think about it, like a lot of times, somebody like Charlie Kirk, like this guy never went to college, but yet he'll run circles around so many college graduates.
All these college people that don't know half of the stuff.
It doesn't matter. It's about your skill.
Right.
If you're skilled in something, that's going to shine through. You know, that's what we should be looking at. And a lot of YouTubers have proved themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Oh.
Actually, all those shows
like you're
did it
talking
too.
about DEI too, Jake.
Actually, no.
That's another thing.
That's part of it, but a lot of these shows that people thought were ridiculous, these dating shows and these stuff, expose a certain mindset. Remember the girl that went on there and said, well, I'm a PhD on this. And the army guy blew out the water with his IQ.
Yep.
All these little things that we think is silly.
Was a funny one.
We think it's silly, and we're like, ow.
That was Jubilee, right?
That was Jubilee.
But
Or the cut, one of them.
Right, but my point is, here's the thing. I think sometimes in, not us I'm saying, but in people's frustration of how technology has affected and changed people, we don't see that technology, though it affects, and it could lots of foolishness, but it exposes a certain thing. It exposes a certain order that we've been following. We don't even know why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Right? So all of those things have exposed certain things, like all these clips that we saw of liberals freaking out that minorities were voting for Trump and slapping them and hitting them.
Yeah.
Because when would we have access to this?
Yeah.
We would never see that
Wouldn't have
because
seen it.
that clip landed on a Philadelphia station.
Yeah.
They would never show that.
Nope.
An executive would make a decision. We're not showing this because we don't want to show liberals behaving this way.
Yep.
Now, if it's a Trump or specifically a Trump or a conservative doing this, please bring it to me.
Or even the story of it, Jesse Smollett.
Right. Right.
It's funny because even though, excuse me, the word producer is really a lot of times producer, and we know this because we even in terms of shows, like even us being on MTV,
yeah,
it's just a glorified handler,
yeah,
right.
That's what it is.
You're a puppeteer. You do this, you say this. They try to make it very salacious so you get tuned in.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna mention my wife again. She's probably Lord.
Oh, she about to pop up
watching right now.
As soon as you say it, she gonna pop up.
Just real quick about something. She loves Survivor, but she doesn't actually want to go in the woods.
Right.
She likes the games.
Yeah.
She likes all of the
the
thing, the
right.
back
the
and
challenge,
forth,
the
challenge.
competitiveness.
Right.
Of it,
She doesn't want to survive.
Right.
Right. I'm like, but that's what it is, and I couldn't get into it because I'm like, I don't like.
That's not real survival. Yeah.
And I'm my personality and the way I was geared was not to seek out. Well, she said this, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think all of this has become a game. It's become a game.
Yeah.
And,
especially to like the AOC.
And after a while, you believe it.
Yep.
After a while, you believe that you're virtuous.
Yeah.
And then when we see people freaking out that people don't do the things they do, like the mask thing.
Don Lemon, come on, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at Don
He's
Lemon.
angry. He's on the boardwalk yelling at people.
Don Lemon is a YouTuber now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
He loves
He
it.
sure is.
Because of Chris. Chris showed him that there's life after.
Yeah.
He probably was cussing Chris
He ain't
out.
doing as good as Chris though.
No. He won't. He won't. Chris rebranded himself.
Yeah, I think Jim Acosta's going to be in Don Lemon's obscurity on YouTube.
But that's because I think the difference between Chris and Don Lemon was Chris.
He's white.
Cuomo kind of.
No.
It's because he kind of humbled himself.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
For whatever reason, I can't specify the reason.
He still can't admit to some stuff though.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying for whatever reason,
Yeah, he was able to at least sit
he
there.
did humble himself. But this guy's still spouting out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, especially what he did was when PBD invited him on, I started having conversations with Dave Smith.
Yeah.
And Dave Smith washed him.
Yeah.
Like that's when he realized he actually doesn't know as much as he thinks he does.
Right.
But Lemon wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't even do
walk
it.
off.
Yep.
He would get emotional and walk off.
Just like the interview he did with Elon Musk.
But I believe that these are the things that people have seen that were on the fringes of saying, no, come on, guys. When they see these people, just like the doctor from CNN that went on to talk about ivermectin.
Sanjay
Gupta.
Yeah.
And Joe started, a comedian, a UFC commentators, asking you simple questions. Yeah. And you're like, well, hold on here, wait a minute. And he falls apart. And then he goes back to his colleagues and they're like,
How could you? You got to clean this up, Sanjay.
Let me ask you a question. Did you guys see the clip of Don Lemon speaking? He's doing like street interviews now. Right?
I saw that.
Yeah.
And the black guy, right?
No, which one?
It was the one.
He was on the boardwalk.
It was one.
I've seen some on the boardwalk.
It was one where he was talking to a black guy, and he thought that he was gonna just agree with him, and he was just breaking.
It was at AC
down.
in Atlantic City, right?
I don't know where it was.
I think it was,
but
I know what you're talking about.
It was recent, and he was talking about. I think it was talking about like why he voted for Trump, or why Trump is a better choice.
He was more caught off guard that the guy said.
Yeah. Are you trying to pull it up?
I'm trying to see if I see one. This is a white lady.
It kind of went viral though.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right
No,
now.
I don't think it's
I just feel
AC.
like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not.
But he still, the black people still wasn't on his side
Anything to do with being a woman?
on this one either. That's not a black guy.
Anything?
Look at how this guy's dressed.
But the guy he interviewed, the funny thing was, the guy he interviewed, he's like
That dude.
Was it
that
this
dude
one?
right there?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald
Yep.
Trump.
Okay.
Yep.
Who is the real president-elect, do you think?
Well, Donald Trump won, I believe.
Democratic lawmakers in Washington are calling Elon Musk President Musk now, and they're saying Donald Trump is the vice president or the head of communications.
Oh
for
my God.
President Musk.
What? Wait a second. No one said that.
Really? Have you not watched and paid attention to the news?
Absolutely not. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing during my day so I can try and get a better life and get ahead.
Okay, do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Why don't you Google right now
Yes, tell me.
President Musk and see what comes up?
No. Well, who's behind that? Because if that's propaganda, then there's
No,
no
go
point.
just go look.
All right. I'll Google right now.
Look at his little
President
elitist
Musk.
attitude.
Yeah.
That's already a loaded question, you realize.
Yeah.
President Elon Musk.
This is President Musk.
President Musk. Democrats rage at unelected co-president Elon Musk new power. So what's going on there?
Okay. So why don't you believe me? You need to read the news like I read the terms and conditions. If you're going to be out here asking people questions, then you need to be informed.
It doesn't make it the news, though.
Okay.
This is only
Why is
one
it not?
form.
Okay, so tell me, give me the sources. Just scroll through.
Axios, Business Insider.
Oh.
We don't trust
Keep
any
going,
of this.
keep
The common
going,
man doesn't
keep
trust
going,
any of this.
keep going.
ABC News.
Oh,
the
keep
Washington Post,
going.
New York Times.
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any
You
of
see
these.
his pride?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of these. We're the common man. We don't trust any of these. No one trusts the government. No one trusts the common news. We don't trust any of that anymore.
Well, look,
Independent news, we are the ones that own the news now. People trust me. They don't trust MSNBC because I care and I'm actually one of them.
So he's actually
Right.
This guy, he's a soccer player. He used to be a soccer player because I follow him.
Yeah. Okay.
So he used to be a soccer player. So and he's like he does like tutorials on moves and all that. But he also does stuff with like languages because he speaks like 5 different languages.
Okay.
Maybe even more than that. So he like does a bunch of stuff.
Right.
He's like multifaceted. He has a bunch of pages. So he's not interviewing just any guy, right?
He thinks he just ran into a random black
right.
guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's out there.
And,
But
sorry.
no, but I was just gonna say, but this is the issue. You think he already thinks he's better than everybody else, and you see it by the way he interacted with him.
Yeah.
right. But he said it, dude. The common man does not care about this. We know this is a lie.
Right.
We know this stuff is phony.
Right.
And I was going to say, here's the truth. Here's the truth about that, right? When you hear these former anchor types spouting Google and MSNBC, they've already been told, look these facts up. So when they go interview people and they know they're going to get pushback, because they themselves never thought they would get this level of pushback.
Yeah.
But if we could have things pre-prepared that we could cite, go here, look this up, read it, tell me what you think. They know that that's what's going to happen. But he didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this is news to who?
Any woke journalist can write an article about Elon Musk being the president. Like,
but what I'm trying to point out here is this: the people who have who are writing these things, who owns those things?
Yeah.
Who's behind that? Who would have a vested interest in putting out this kind of thing to cause division?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why you're able to quote it so fast.
I just read an article today about Elon Musk and the whole Hitler thing.
Hey, watch it, buddy. We are on YouTube. We are on
But it
YouTube.
says it has one of those titles, and I clicked on it because it was like clickbait. Got me to read it, and it was totally ridiculous and crazy.
Yeah.
MSNBC. This is what people's reading. You know what I mean? Like, and they're calling him Nazi.
And they're sharing it on Facebook.
And we know this. We know that they have a vested interest.
It was on one of those sites.
Oh, okay.
And we know they have a vested interest in setting the tone of the narrative. Why? Because we just watched in November when people would ask Alexa who to vote for.
Yeah.
We saw the language.
Yeah.
You know,
Trump. If you said what makes Trump a good president, I can't make political statements.
Why would a big company have any interest in who the presidential presidential candidate is?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So them doing that only shows they're bought in by big corporations.
Mm-hmm.
They're not proving anything to anybody.
Right.
And so that's why you have to challenge them back and say, we don't believe this no more.
Yeah.
You know, these companies have a vested interest in who's the president because their only goal is to be on top in terms of their profit. That's it.
But if you see, like, this is what's happening, and this is what they do in the hood too, and that's why it becomes obvious, right? Like, me and Jamie even I was just talking to Leslie about this, how like people make fun of you, and you know, like
they roast
because
you,
I was talking about my boys, she's trying to make them wear hats, right? Like, you know, winter hats. And they don't want to wear them. And I'm like, Leslie, they don't want to wear them because they don't want to mess up their hair. Because when they get in, Lucas's hair is going to be like this.
Right.
So they don't want to go to school.
And that
their
was
hair is
Jake
crazy.
for sure.
And I was like,
up.
I can feel that because
Yeah.
my mom used to do the same thing to me.
Yeah.
You better wear that hat.
Yeah.
Right. So she was cracking up about it because she's like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Because for her, it's like foreign.
The mess of their hair.
Yeah. Yep.
But and I was talking about, like, you know, we used to go to the bus stop. People make fun of you if you're wearing the wrong thing. Just talking about all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at, that's what college has become. Because think about it. When people interact with, like, going back to Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
When he does the stuff on college, they try to shame him because they've been given these tactics by their professors.
Right.
Before, college used
But
to
they don't
be,
win.
no, because it's obvious. Because when you're that, my point is that what is at the root of that? What's at the root of that when people are trying to come at you about your shoes?
No, it's
fear.
It's fear, and it's
fear.
insecurity because they want to try to humble you. They want to bring you down.
Right.
Yeah.
So now your focus is on trying to prove yourself in what they're doing. So when you do that in college, and if you have professors who are doing this, right, that's where you just get the kids to live in fear and then focus in the wrong spots. So it's very easy to come with facts because you haven't thought about all these things, because they're not teaching them, which is what college was supposed to be, about challenging people in their thinking.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, it's the total opposite. It's about fear. It's fear tactics. And then you see it. This is what the culture is trying to become, or has tried to become for a long time, but now there's a pushback against that, right? But you see, that's what Don Lemon's doing. He's trying to bait the dude in fear, right? Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work when you're informed. See what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're informed and you want to know the truth.
Yeah, somebody that was over the house not too long ago said the same thing, that Elon Musk was the real president. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of Charlie Kirk,
your boy.
Yeah, speaking of Charlie Kirk, and you sent me this clip where he was breaking down the states.
This is a good one.
Our country was founded on common law because the Declaration only refers to God 4 times, and the Constitution doesn't refer to God at all. And it only articulates the structure of government.
So first of all, remember that we were a collection of states and colonies, and you need to read the state constitutions before anything else. 9 out of 13 of the original states required you to be a Bible-believing Christian to serve in government at the time of the founding. 13 out of 13 required a declaration of faith. 9 out of 13 required you to be a Protestant except Maryland, which was Catholic, which still required a declaration of faith. Almost every single one of the original state constitutions, Pennsylvania included, they had, I profess Lord and Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior in the original state constitutions. You remember, we're a collection of states before that. Secondly, 55 out of 56 of the original signers of the Declaration were Bible-believing, church-attending Christians. So common law is inherited from Blackstone, who was Christian. Common law is an outgrowth of the scriptures. So let's go to three principles of common law: presumption of innocence, due process, and jury of your peers. All three are biblical principles, wrapped into the ultimate biblical principle that you shall not favor justice if you are rich or poor, which is in Leviticus 19, right before the most famous part of Leviticus 19, which is that you should love your neighbor as yourself. But before that is that in the administration of justice, you shall not favor the rich or the poor, which is the idea of blind justice. We get that in the West, which is incorporated also in the New Testament ideal: neither slave nor Greek nor Jew, you're all one in Jesus Christ, which we get the idea of human equality. These are all biblical ideas. They're not Enlightenment ideas, which is they kind of get conflated at the time. But more importantly than that, they say that God was only mentioned 4 times in the Declaration of Independence. Well, that's a big deal, okay? Laws of nature and nature's God. The last paragraph of the Declaration reads as a prayer. It says, we appeal to the supreme judge of the universe. Who's the judge of the universe? Jesus Christ, as it says in Revelation, that Jesus will judge the earth on his throne. So in the Declaration, they were praying to Christ our Lord as a prayer very specifically. Thirdly, as I said on the stage yesterday, Deuteronomy was by far the most quoted book, religious or non-religious, in the time of the founding when they were putting together the Constitution. More than John Locke, more than Montesquieu, more than Blackstone. So the book of Deuteronomy, which talked about laws, customs, traditions, it was Moses' farewell address as he's about to say goodbye, say, hey, good luck in Canaan, guys. Here's how you should set up your form of government. But finally, and most importantly, let's look at actually what the founders said. John Adams famously said the Constitution was only written for a moral and religious people. It was wholly inadequate for the people of any other. The body politic of America was so Christian and was so Protestant that our form and structure of government was built for the people that believed in Christ our Lord. One of the reasons we're living through a constitutional crisis is that we no longer have a Christian nation, but we have a Christian form of government, and they're incompatible. So you cannot have liberty if you do not have a Christian population.
Our country...
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
He broke it down.
Yeah.
Broke it down.
Really good stuff.
I mean, there was a lot of occultists mixed up in there, though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that going on too.
Well,
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, behind the closed doors of it all.
Masonry.
All right, and then you sent me this clip about MLK. Just MLK Day was last week.
Yeah, that was just weird to me.
Okay, let's check it out.
Dr. King did not die from a gunshot wound. Rather, Dr. King died from suffocation. In 1999, the King family won a wrongful death lawsuit against Lloyd Jowers for the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. The jury found that King was the victim of a conspiracy involving the Memphis police and federal agencies. The family was awarded $100 in damages. The lawyer
$100
for the King family was William F. Pepper. And William F. Pepper was a friend of Dr. King, and he took on his case and he started digging up stuff, and he realized that Dr. King did not die from a gunshot wound, rather from suffocation.
Now, did the shot actually kill him? And if not, how did he die?
No, the shot did not kill him. We all believed that Martin King was killed by that shot by Strausser. He was still alive when he was taken to the hospital. He was being worked on in the emergency room of the hospital. And I think the emergency staff were trying to do their best to keep him alive. And he was still breathing and alive. When the head of neurosurgery of the hospital, Dr. Breen Bland, came in to the emergency room with 2 other men in suits. And he said to the people in the emergency room, stop working on that and let him die. And then he said, after a pause, now get out of here, all of you, leave this room, get out. And he emptied the room. And as he was emptying the room, a surgical nurse was the last one out. And she heard them do this, like picking up water in their mouths. And that caught her attention, and she turned and she saw them spit on the body of Dr. King, the 3 men. Then she saw Bland, Dr. Bland, take a pillow and put it over his face and suffocate him. And that's how Martin King was killed.
This story is so swept under the rugs. If you were to buy William F. Pepper book, The Plot to Kill King, it's literally $100 on Amazon right now. That's actually the same amount of money the King family was awarded for the death of their father. How many of you guys know?
You ever heard that?
I never heard that.
I've never heard that.
Well, I think we'll find out more when these documents come out, right? He did declassify the documents. So.
When did they come out? When did they release?
I think he said around March they're supposed to come out. Like once they go through the whole process. And it's supposed to be fully unredacted too, from what I was seeing.
That's crazy.
Couple more things before we wrap up, guys. I gotta show y'all this because the press secretary released some knowledge that we didn't have. We're talking about our tax dollars, income tax, and where the money goes. Listen to this.
Just during this pause, Doge and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out the door to the World Health Organization, which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money. So that's what
condoms in Gaza.
Bruh.
What?
Jeez.
And then you wonder.
That was going right into the pockets of these
of Hamas.
These Hamas leaders.
Yeah.
They're billionaires, so yeah, right into their pockets.
To fund condoms in Gaza because that's what they need right now. All of the devastation, all of the destruction in Gaza right now, and we're giving $50 million. $50 million in condoms.
Crazy.
Bruh. All right, another little funny story. I don't know if you guys heard about this. The Detroit rapper that's suing Lyft because she was rejected from the vehicle. Wait until you get a load of this one.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
And that car don't sound good.
I know. What kind of Lyft is that? I don't think he could have handled her in that car. I mean, her lashes alone was going to weigh it down.
Sounds like it's just holding on.
This is her shooting one of her music videos. Okay, all right, okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So that story went viral. She is suing Lyft for the anger of.
They actually already apologized to her.
Did they?
Lyft did.
Of course they did.
Can we
Trying to settle out of.
talk about these DEI?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we already late.
I just wanted to show.
I mean, I Target.
These videos are like the ones I sent you.
Oh, right. I forgot
like
you sent me those.
Seconds long.
Right, I forgot. My bad. I forgot about those. But yeah, so the DI Target announced that they were cutting their DI programs along with all these other companies that have been cutting them recently, of course, because the culture is shifting. But then Costco came up and said that they are not going to cut their DI. So all the wokies are now going to Costco and protesting Target as if Target. So this is what is this? Al Sharpton and the rest of the race baiters.
Well, now I want everybody to look at what do you see with all the people who are coming in? There's two things you should see.
Okay. I mean, I see there are a lot of boomers. I see that.
Yeah, keep it going.
Why are they all wearing red?
Is that the shirt that they...
Shopping for justice.
Shopping for justice.
Shopping for justice.
Where they at? Costco?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the new thing.
So like you said, they're all boomers. They're all older, right?
Yeah.
So they're all a part of that demographic.
Yeah.
And it's still caught under the thumb of.
They all hate Trump.
All of them ain't got no membership.
How you know that?
Dude, you know
how you know that? Buddy?
If they just met there, they don't have. All of them don't
Maybe
have no membership.
maybe they set up a Facebook group where everybody who got a Costco membership meet at the parking lot at 12 o'clock.
Maybe, but I guarantee you, they got no memberships.
Hold up, but here's the funny thing with do you know the number one demographic it supports?
White
most?
women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number two?
Gay.
Probably gay.
No.
Probably gay.
No.
Probably gay.
I think it's like Asian men or something.
Asian men? Wow.
Like I think
Yeah.
gay is like number 7, 6.
Yeah, but the thing,
But black people are number 7.
right?
Out of all the, so it's not even
something that affects them that
Yeah.
much. But the other thing is, I saw a lot of black entrepreneurs and people that have products in Target that are like, yo, this boycott is actually hurting me. So why are y'all doing this? Like, yeah, they're not going to have the DEI program no more. That doesn't mean that they're not going to have black products in there.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Well, we know from people we know that worked there in higher levels,
Yes.
how bad it was
Yes.
with the people who were being hired
Mhm.
and not doing their jobs
Yeah.
and don't care
Yep.
because they knew they didn't have to care.
Right.
Because they knew there was no consequences.
All of these departments were being created within the last 5-6 years.
Mhm.
These new DEI inclusivity departments where they would have to go and do these trainings and sit down, and people are getting paid 6-figure salaries because they got a degree in cultural studies from wherever, from Columbia University, and then all of a sudden now you have this whole department that is just feels like they can do whatever they want,
Right.
So companies are cutting those departments. That's what they're doing. They're not getting rid of black products in the store. That's ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the people that are boycotting this
Or not hiring black people.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
They don't even understand what DEI is. They don't get it.
They just think it's racist.
They think it's racist.
Yeah.
Everything is racist.
And then you got Al Sharpton leading the march into the store. You know what I mean?
Al Sharpton looked like he died.
And then so then the next video, like you said, they
so they're ignorant. They're very ignorant. This is
Right.
what you get.
And they want a job.
Y'all finna start discriminating us? Huh? Is y'all finna start discriminating us? So y'all telling me if I want a job here, I can't work here if y'all don't like me?
As he's talking
What
to
y'all
the black
telling
people
me?
that
Yeah,
work there.
there's black people working there as you're doing this.
Hello? Y'all finna start discriminating us, Target? This what we doing? This is what we doing.
Ain't nobody hiring somebody who walks into a place like that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Y'all quiet. Where the workers at? I got kids. I need a job in this man. What's going on? Y'all finna follow Trump and his rules? Don't stay. We got kids out here. Y'all up.
Yeah.
So you
because
cursing,
that's how you get a
acting
job.
like that, and you think it's okay?
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
you don't even
how
know what you're talking about.
That makes you very
I'm
employable.
not hiring you.
Yeah, that is insane.
And he thinks he's doing something amazing.
Yeah, ridiculous. All right, let's wrap it up there, guys. Thank everybody for watching. We appreciate y'all, man. It's like I said, this is Winuary, the 28th. We got a couple more days. We'll see how February going, but Winuary's been good. We've been winning. So we're going to keep on winning, and we hope everybody has a great week. Don't forget, if you want to support what we do, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv. Become a member over there. Sign up for as little as $3 a month. You can support what we do and keep this thing growing, keep the community of the Young Lions growing and building. And also, if you want to get merch or you want to find out about our music and our shows coming up, head on over to our band's website, jatan.com/shop, where you can get all of that stuff over there. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on your way out. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people in. Woo!